Have you ever found yourself in a relentless cycle of striving, pushing, and trying to force things into existence? You've meditated, affirmed, planned, and hustled, yet the breakthroughs you desperately seek remain elusive. There's a moment that often arrives unannounced after countless sleepless nights and shattered expectations. A quiet realization that all your frantic efforts might actually be holding you back. What if the most radical, transformative act you could undertake right now is to simply stop, stay here to discover what truly drives these profound shifts? And if you value genuine freedom and inner peace, go ahead and hit that like button. Then join us by subscribing and hitting the bell so you don't miss any new videos. We've been conditioned to believe that ceaseless pursuit is the only path to fulfillment, that happiness is a destination we must chase down, and that success is the reward for relentless effort. But what if this deeply ingrained belief is precisely what's keeping us from the very things we desire? What if, as some profound thinkers suggest, our energy, not our frantic actions, is what truly dictates our reality? This journey isn't about giving up. It's about giving in to a deeper, more ancient wisdom that invites us to let go and observe the magic that unfolds. We are often told that the path to success is paved with relentless effort, that happiness is a prize for the tireless pursuer, and that if we just run faster, push harder, and grind continuously, our desires will eventually materialize. This pervasive narrative suggests that the external world responds directly to our willpower, demanding a constant state of exertion. However, a profound understanding of the human psyche reveals a different truth, one that challenges this deeply ingrained belief system. This perspective suggests that forcing alignment with a clenched fist is counterproductive, as the universe responds not to brute force but to genuine surrender. When our internal state is one of constant pushing, even our most fervent affirmations can be undermined by an underlying energy of lack or unworthiness. This internal dissonance creates a vibrational mismatch, causing our efforts to fall flat, not due to idleness, but because we are operating from a place of survival and control. We tend to attract not what we consciously articulate as our desires, but rather a reflection of our deepest energetic blueprint. If our identity is predicated on perpetually chasing, fixing, and solving, then our lives will inevitably mirror the very emptiness we strive to escape. The truly powerful move, then, might involve an intentional cessation of this endless striving. It's about letting go of the desperate grip, ceasing the incessant pushing, and releasing the constant need to prove ourselves not from a place of resignation, but from a profound wellspring of faith and wisdom. When the external doing ceases, a powerful internal process of becoming is initiated, allowing the unconscious mind to awaken and the psyche to embark on its own healing journey. This isn't the cessation of all effort, but rather the commencement of a deeper surrender, an act of yielding to something far more profound and timeless. It's about releasing the need to control and trusting in a natural unfolding, allowing the universe to orchestrate outcomes in its own perfect timing. For instance, imagine a determined artist, let's call her Clara, who spends years tirelessly marketing her work, attending every networking event, and meticulously planning each step of her career. Despite her immense talent and dedication, success seems to elude her, causing deep frustration. She tries harder and harder, but feels stuck. Clara's constant pursuit, while admirable, might be rooted in an underlying fear of not being seen or valued for her art. Her energy, despite her conscious affirmations, is broadcasting a need for external validation rather than a deep sense of self-worth in her craft. This internal contradiction creates a subtle resistance that pushes away the very recognition she seeks. What if Clara shifted her focus from outward chasing to inward exploration? Instead of trying to force opportunities, she could spend time reconnecting with the pure joy of creation, allowing her art to flow organically from her soul. This isn't about Clara becoming complacent, but about transforming her relationship with her work and her worth. When her focus shifts from needing external approval to embodying the artistic spirit, her energy changes profoundly. The universe, in turn, begins to respond to this newfound inner alignment. This subtle yet powerful energetic shift can open doors that endless striving never could. It highlights that authentic attraction springs from a place of inner completeness, not desperate pursuit. The pervasive myth that constant striving leads to true fulfillment often leads us astray, obscuring a deeper psychological truth. Many of us find ourselves perpetually in pursuit, believing that the next achievement, the next acquisition, or the next validation will finally complete us. Yet, a profound shift in perspective suggests that this relentless chase often serves as a temporary salve for deeper, unaddressed internal wounds. When the craving for connection becomes an all-consuming obsession, is it truly about the relationship itself, or a lingering echo of past abandonment? When the relentless pursuit of financial success dominates every thought, is it genuinely about wealth, or a persistent need to prove one's worth to those who once fostered feelings of inadequacy? The true genius of profound psychological insight lies not in mere motivation, but in the courage to confront these hidden drivers. Until we bring our unconscious motivations into conscious awareness, they will continue to dictate our choices, often masquerading as destiny. This implies that if our unresolved emotional burdens remain in the shadows, they will inadvertently shape our desires and influence our actions without our explicit knowledge. Consequently, we may continue to chase external goals, convinced that they will bring wholeness, only to find them slipping through our grasp. Life, in its infinite wisdom, tends to reflect our inner state rather than our superficial wants. If our core being is characterized by unhealed wounds, desperation, or fragmentation, then every objective we pursue will likely elude us, because the underlying energy driving our efforts signals a lack of inherent completeness or worthiness. The universe, in its mirroring function, consistently reflects our dominant vibrational frequency. We might articulate a desire for deep connection, but if our underlying energy broadcasts a message of deficiency, the universe will echo that very sentiment. This fundamental misalignment explains why individuals often experience burnout in relationships that never quite work, careers that drain them, or validation that proves fleeting. The problem lies not with the external goal itself, but with the unhealed internal self that drives the pursuit. The obsession is rarely about the external object. It is almost always about the perceived internal void that we believe that object will fill. The uncomfortable truth is that if we were to instantaneously receive what we desire while still operating from a place of profound inner pain, we might not even be able to hold on to it, as our internal landscape remains unprepared to receive and sustain it. The purpose here is not to encourage ego-driven manifestations, but rather to foster the integration of the soul, urging us to cease the external chase and instead face the inner turmoil that silently screams for wholeness. The turning point arrives when, before asking the universe for more, we courageously inquire, what part of me still feels a profound sense of emptiness? For it is in the healing of this internal void that we cease chasing what was never truly ours, and begin to attract what was always intrinsically aligned with our authentic selves. This isn't about abandoning our aspirations. It's about purifying our motivations, transforming into an individual who no longer needs external validation because they have already achieved internal wholeness. Only then does the universe cease testing us and begin to trust our readiness to receive. Consider the story of David, a driven entrepreneur who was fixated on achieving a certain net worth by his 40th birthday. He worked tirelessly, sacrificed personal relationships, and rarely took breaks. Despite considerable success by objective measures, he felt an underlying sense of dissatisfaction and anxiety. His pursuit of money wasn't truly about wealth itself, but about proving his worth to his family who had struggled financially when he was young. David's unconscious belief was, "I'm not safe unless I have more." This deeply rooted fear, not his conscious ambition, was the driving force behind his relentless efforts. The universe, in its mirroring function, reflected this fear back to him as constant pressure and a nagging feeling that he never had enough. His energy was constantly pushing, signaling a state of lack. When David finally started to explore the origins of his financial anxieties, he realized that his obsession with money was a symptom of an unaddressed childhood wound related to insecurity. By acknowledging and beginning to heal this deeper emotional landscape, David's relationship with money began to transform. He started to prioritize well-being and genuine connection, leading to a more balanced and fulfilling life. His business continued to thrive, but the motivation shifted from desperate striving to a calm, aligned creation. This internal shift allowed him to attract opportunities with greater ease, because he was no longer operating from a place of fear, but from a growing sense of inner abundance. This demonstrates that true abundance comes from a place of wholeness, not just external acquisition. If you're enjoying this perspective and feel that this message resonates with you, subscribe to the channel and enable notifications so you don't miss any content that will further empower you. If you feel a growing restlessness and need to break free from old expectations and build a life guided by your own truth, know that this quest is not in vain. It's your authentic self preparing for the freedom and fulfillment that await you. There are powerful principles and practices that can illuminate this path of autonomy and self-affirmation, empowering you to live with an unshakable clarity and peace. In the pinned comment, we have made available resources that were carefully crafted for souls like yours, ready to live their most powerful, personal revolution. After releasing the tight grip of control and the incessant need to force outcomes, something counterintuitive often occurs, a period of profound stillness. This isn't a sudden burst of miracles or immediate rewards, but rather a profound quietude. You might awaken to find the external world unchanged, your aspirations still unrealized, and the expected message unreceived. During this phase, an internal whisper might question the efficacy of your surrender, prompting doubt and uncertainty. However, this void is not a sign of failure. It is a critical crucible for transformation. We are often conditioned to expect instant gratification, to believe that letting go immediately triggers a positive replacement. Yet, the universe operates on its own timeline, aligning with our energetic state. Before bestowing what we desire, it assesses the person we have become in its absence. Thus, this void, though seemingly empty, is a space brimming with potential. In between, where the old self dissolves and the new, aligned self begins to emerge. It can be terrifying, lacking external proof or a clear roadmap, demanding an unwavering trust in the unseen. Profound wisdom suggests that within all apparent chaos, there exists a hidden order. What appears as external stagnation is, in fact, a deep internal reorganization. Your inner landscape is not static. It is undergoing significant construction. Old wounds are detaching, new beliefs are anchoring, and your entire energetic system is calibrating to receive what you once desperately craved. The inherent danger in this void is the ego's tendency to perceive it as a lack of progress, leading to self-sabotage. If we succumb to this false narrative, we may revert to old patterns of chasing, inadvertently blocking the very manifestations quietly taking shape beneath the surface. This period of purification strips away external dependencies, the need for validation, the illusion of control, the addiction to specific outcomes. Only your authentic truth remains. When you reach this state of unwavering internal truth, where chasing ceases and becoming begins, the universe truly listens. Your energy, unburdened by fear or desperation, becomes an undeniable magnet. You can visualize and affirm endlessly, but if your core energy signals doubt, life will mirror that very uncertainty. The void serves as a crucial test, asking you to embody the desired outcome before its physical manifestation. When you reach this state of unwavering internal truth, where chasing ceases and becoming begins, the universe truly listens. Your energy, unburdened by fear or desperation, becomes an undeniable magnet. You can visualize and affirm endlessly. But if your core energy signals doubt, life will mirror that very uncertainty. The void serves as a crucial test, asking you to embody the desired outcome before its physical manifestation. This profound stillness can feel unsettling, a stark contrast to the constant motion our modern lives demand. It is a space where the usual external markers of progress disappear, leaving only the internal landscape to navigate. Many mistake this quietude for stagnation, a sign that their efforts have been in vain. But this could not be further from the truth. This is precisely where the deepest work unfolds, away from the clamor of external validation. It's akin to a seed underground, seemingly dormant, yet undergoing an immense transformation. The seed isn't pushing through the soil, it's quietly reorganizing its very essence, drawing in nutrients and preparing for explosive growth. Our psyches operate similarly in the void. We are not doing nothing in a literal sense, but rather engaging in a profound internal recalibration. This period demands radical trust, a belief in the unseen forces guiding your journey. It challenges the ego's incessant need for immediate proof and tangible results. The ego screams for control, for a map, for a guarantee, but the soul whispers patience and inherent wisdom. Learning to distinguish these voices is critical during this phase of profound development. Without this period of internal processing, any external gains would be built on shaky ground. Imagine constructing a magnificent building on a weak foundation. It would inevitably crumble under pressure. The void ensures that your foundation is solid, built on self-acceptance and a deep understanding of your true worth. This internal fortitude is what sustains long-term fulfillment. Many individuals falter at this crucial juncture, succumbing to the urge to fill the silence with renewed efforts to control or force outcomes. They might revert to old habits, desperately seeking external validation to alleviate the discomfort of the unknown. This impulse, though understandable, short-circuits the natural process of alignment and true attraction. It's like constantly digging up a planted seed to check if it's growing. Such interference only hinders its progress. The void is a sacred space for detoxification, a purification of all that no longer serves your highest good. It strips away attachments to specific outcomes, releasing the need for external circumstances to dictate your inner peace. This detachment is not apathy. It is liberation, freeing your energy from the grip of unmet expectations. You learn that your worth is intrinsic, independent of any external achievement. This stage invites you to cultivate an unwavering inner knowing, a profound certainty that transcends logic or visible evidence. It's about feeling the abundance, the love, or the freedom within you, even before it appears in your physical reality. This is the essence of true embodiment, moving from desiring to being the very vibration of your aspiration. When you embody the desired state, you become a living magnet for it. The silence is your teacher, guiding you to listen more deeply to your inner compass. Every subtle shift in feeling, every quiet intuition, becomes a profound message from your authentic self. This heightened awareness allows you to navigate life from a place of profound alignment, rather than reactive desperation. You begin to trust the unfolding, knowing that everything is happening for your highest good. This process transforms anxious waiting into powerful anticipation, a calm certainty that your desires are not only possible but inevitable. You are no longer merely hoping for an outcome. You are actively becoming the person who already possesses it. This internal metamorphosis is the true engine of manifestation, far more potent than any external strategy. It's a deep, cellular recalibration. The void also challenges your preconceived notions of how things should happen. It breaks down rigid timelines and expectations, opening you to infinite possibilities you might not have considered. This flexibility allows the universe to surprise you with opportunities and pathways that are even better than what you originally envisioned. Trusting the process means surrendering to the divine timing. Ultimately, navigating the void successfully is about cultivating an unshakable inner peace, regardless of external circumstances. It's about finding contentment in the stillness, knowing that this quiet period is an essential part of your profound transformation. This self-mastery is the ultimate test, and passing it unlocks a level of clarity and power that truly bends outer reality to your inner truth. Can you cultivate a feeling of abundance before financial prosperity materializes? Can you feel deeply loved before a relationship forms? Can you experience profound freedom before external circumstances change? If you can compress time, transforming anxious waiting into powerful becoming, and stillness into profound magnetism. You embody the vibration of your desire, compelling life to meet you at that frequency. However, to reach this state, you must navigate the silence, the uncertainty, and the disconcerting emptiness. This is where you seemingly do nothing, yet you are in fact becoming everything. So, if you find yourself in this transformative void, hold your ground. Resist the urge to fix, panic, or rush. Instead, breathe deeply, align with your inner wisdom, and listen. For once you master this sacred stillness, releasing the need for external proof and simply being in your presence, life will once again become vibrant, but this time it will resonate with your authentic song. Imagine Alex, who longed for a creative career after years in a conventional job. He diligently applied for positions, networked, and even started a small online portfolio. But after several months of silence, he began to feel discouraged. He questioned if he was truly on the right path, feeling the anxiety of the void. Alex, like many, had been conditioned to expect immediate results. When he received no immediate feedback, his ego began to whisper doubts, tempting him to return to his old, safe routine. He was at a crucial point. Would he succumb to the fear of the unknown, or would he trust the deeper process unfolding? Instead of giving up, Alex decided to lean into the stillness. He stopped frantically checking his emails and instead focused on honing his craft for the sheer joy of it. He allowed himself to simply be in the creative process without the pressure of external validation. This period of quiet dedication, without the noise of expectation, allowed his authentic passion to truly flourish. Slowly, almost imperceptibly, his energy shifted. Without actively chasing, opportunities began to appear. A former colleague, impressed by his renewed passion, connected him to a project he never would have found through traditional means. This unexpected turn solidified his belief that the void was not an empty space, but a fertile ground for profound internal transformation and alignment. As we draw this exploration to a close, remember that the true power lies not in endless striving, but in profound self-acceptance and surrender. This journey isn't about eradicating desires, but about purifying their roots, ensuring they spring from wholeness rather than from an unhealed void. It's about understanding that every pull, every yearning, is a sacred invitation to look inward, to integrate all parts of yourself, light and shadow, and to recognize the profound truth that you are already complete. When you stop chasing and start being, when you release the need to control and embrace the flow, you unlock a powerful magnetism that draws your truest desires to you effortlessly. This isn't just a philosophy, it's a profound shift in your energetic blueprint, a path to living a life not of frantic pursuit, but of serene, grounded manifestation. Share this video with anyone who is constantly striving and needs to find peace in letting go. Like it, comment, and subscribe to this channel. Not out of impulse, but out of choice. Because when something touches the soul, the least we can do is let it keep resonating within us and through us.